welcome to a brand new GunPla review. This time we are looking at the MS-08TX Exam Efreet Custom, because of course it needs a long name like that. This unit is from the Gundam side story Blue Destiny. This is a video game, manga, and even novel, so it is a pretty heavily referenced side story within the Gundam universe occurring during the One-Year War. This unit is piloted by Nimbus, the main antagonist of the story. While the unit and the character are both pretty cool, let's find out if the kit can hold up. Alright, here he is in all his glory. The Efreet Custom, ready for battle. A few things you'll notice on the kit is that you can sheath your beam sabers here on the side, which is pretty cool. And parts will fall off just as you're trying to display it. There's also a slot here in the backpack where you could connect the connector in if you want to have the swords on the back instead, which I actually kind of recommend because the swords on the side get a little loose. So now with the sabers removed, let's talk a little bit about the build. The build was generally easy. I mean, like most Xeon units, they come together relatively quickly. I only had glued in one part prior to this review, which is the command fin right there. However, I will probably end up gluing in the side thrusters with their missile launchers because they never stay on. Also, getting this guy to balance properly is also a pain in the butt. There were a lot of stickers here. There are missile stickers here, which you can probably just as easily paint. And of course, the side trim, side on the thrusters, markers on the chest, the eye, of course. Some marks on the feet, marks on the little front area here, little crotchal region. Yeah, nothing on the back, which is nice. You can see how elaborate these stickers end up getting on this kit. It is a very sticker-heavy kit because it's a video game kit, which means, of course, it has a lot of... Oh God, is that arm part going to fall off too? So it has a lot of markings there to make it stand out and be its own unique thing. Overall, visually, it looks good. I just wish it could stand up in parts when it fall off. You know, like any other kit I own. That being said, let's try to do some flexibility tests and see how well things hold. Foot has a good forward, back, nice side to side. Good little movements for the foot, which works nice. These rocket things can rotate 360. You can actually split the front skirt if you'd like. I didn't do that, but it even shows you where to cut in the instructions in case you want to. Get it good. See how high that kick is. That's pretty decent. I'm pretty impressed with the front kick. Side, not so much. It does have these skirts and you do have the piping, so just bear that in mind. Makes your side kick not great. Rear skirt doesn't move at all. So don't expect much in the back kick category. You can kind of slide it back a little bit. Not great. As for the knee, not too shabby. Nice, good little bend there. I do actually like that. Decent flexibility over in the legs. Let's move the arms up a little bit more. Waist has almost no movement because of the piping. So like, basically all other Xeon units that use piping. Not much forward or back either. Head has a little bit of forward, a little bit of back, a little bit of side to side, but due to the size of the head, as you can see right here, it's a large head and the big shoulders, you don't really, it's just because of the design of the unit itself. You have some limitations there. Arm does sort of rotate 360, you gotta be careful. I was going to say careful because of the head and the spikes. Some decent up action there. Elbow's not great. Yeah. And has your standard rotation, wobble, stuff like that. I'll show you on this side. These do not have much movement. There's a little bit. They're put on a little joint. You can see the connector right there. So they have a little bit of wobble, not much, and there is no movement on the backpack. All right, let's put this guy down and take a look at his gear. In terms of spare parts, we don't have much. We have these little, get them in the camera there. We have these little pieces which plug inside the slots on the legs, which is kind of cool. So you don't have those unsightly little holes that you sometimes see on kits. And we have a couple poly caps, one of those neck pieces, which is kind of nice, a couple of those little shoulder pieces. So you can have those as spares to back up on a kit that may have had issues. In terms of weapons, we have 2 heat swords and the little connector dealie that allows them to connect to the hip or the back, as I said before. That's it. That's the only weapons we get. I want to point out that this is just because of how the unit functions in series. There are little rocket launchers on the wrists, he has those missile launchers on the legs, and he has his swords. So while a lot of Efreets contain other weapons, such as shotguns, bazookas, machine guns, and Gatling guns, we are left with swords as the only thing to provide any kind of versatility for how you want to display your kit. Alongside how easy it is for parts to fall off, this doesn't make a great combination, but it will look like what it looks like in the manga and video game. So there's that. The one thing I gotta say is that I really like the Efreet as a unit in universe. Between Cross Dimension 0079 and, of course, the Blue Destiny, I always thought this unit was awesome. It has those cool spikes, the cool swords, a decent weapon loadout, and you gotta love just this overly designed version that the Efreet Custom shows off. Later units like the Efreet Noct also really helped solidify my love of this mobile suit. That being said, this kit has problems. While it was an easy build, parts keep falling off. Its limited usage of weapons really kind of hurts the versatility for the kit just because you want to see this thing holding a bunch of different things, and your only real opposing options are swords on the hips, swords on the back, swords in the hands, or some combination thereof. Now granted, there are a lot of units that do primarily utilize one weapon, and that just kind of limits what a kit can offer, but I just wanted a little bit more, even if it wasn't really canonical per se. Even the hands, you only have the standard holding hand. I don't have the closed fist or the open hand. So even that gives us limitations. Finally, the fact that sometimes it can be hard to pose, or it'll topple over because of the weird way it's weighted, is also an issue. I really wanted to love this kit. I was so excited when I got it. And I built it almost immediately afterward. And while it was a quick build and a fun build, the results weren't what I wanted. There's also a special coating version of this kit, and I would probably advise against it. Primarily because of where a lot of the runners connect to pieces. I did my best trying to hide any of those nubs and what have you, but if this had a special coating on it, you would probably see some scratching on that coating all over this kit. Which is fine if you want it to look like battle damage, but I thought the point of getting a glossy or specialized coating kit is to make it look as pretty as possible. And I'm not sure this kit could actually achieve that. Overall, it's not terrible. I've definitely built worse kits, but oh boy, can I not recommend this. In fact, the only people who should be grabbing the Efreet Custom are people who either A, need a complete set of Xeon units, B, really likes the Blue Destiny, such as myself, or C, love the coloration of it and will tolerate the issues the kit has in order to have something that looks this cool on their desk. Otherwise, give this a pass. And I hate saying that about a unit I freaking love. I hope this has helped your GunPla purchasing decision. Please like and subscribe, and share the video with your friends if they're interested in this kit as well. Thank you for watching, and remember, I'll see you at the tavern.